Good afternoon. This is Chris Nichol with the Racket Athlete podcast, and today we have a guest on called Ali Hassan, who is an ex-professional squash player of 22 years professionally, and he's now done 16 years of squash coaching. Welcome to the show, Ali.
Thank you so much, Chris. How are you doing?
Very well yourself.
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, good. So if you could just
First of
give
all, it's very thankful to you inviting me in your show, actually. I appreciate that.
no problem, that's not a problem. So, um, let's have a little introduction about yourself, and then we'll start getting into the deeper questions. How about that?
Yeah, fine. Let's go ahead.
So if you want to introduce yourself, talk a little bit about yourself, your background and things like that.
About squash, I give you my background because my father and my grandfather is also a squash player, which I told you when we were talking. So I started in squash to see my father playing and many my cousins, my friends. So I was started squash, very inspiration with him to see him playing squash to go started. I go with my father in course, so watching him how to he coach the boys and girls and many more player there, and going to be a professional side. There was in Racket Association. There is a playing Alauddin Gogi and sometimes of the world junior champion, but he's a late away. So many more professional players playing there, and I want to see him. So I decided to I'm playing squash as a professional career. That was the reason, yeah.
So yeah, that's great. I mean, it's kind of similar to my beginnings in squash because my dad played squash when I was younger as well, and I got into it through my father. So I totally relate to what you're saying. And in your country, right?
Yeah,
It's a big sport, squash now, isn't it? In your where you live.
yeah. Because you told me that your father is also a squash player, so you know that if your father was a coach or he's playing a professional coach, he's a professional coach, so you have a very big responsibility on you. So become a very good player, and you need to be play squash very well to teach someone. You have experience, so you will be get the experience for your father and to see the people how you play, how you hard work in squash. So that was the reason. So you need to be play very good squash, and you when you are turned in a coach, so you have another big opportunity and another big responsibility. So we coach the people for the squash. Yeah.
Yeah. So what? So obviously you played professionally, but what level, obviously professionally, what are you playing at? Was it pro tour, international, regional, or
Yeah,
so?
yeah, I understand. See, I'm just started in the national ranking player in a division level. It's mean I was playing. You will started if you are playing in Edinburgh. I think you live in some countryside in Scotland. So you suppose you are represent your countryside in a domestic level. I
Okay.
represent myself in a Punjab level, which means I was living in Punjab. Okay, so you have to play there, and then you can represent a zone there, and then you go to play a national ranking players in all over the Pakistan juniors player. They have held the tournament and national rankings. So you turn out pro after 15. If you play under 15 with a pro with a good ranking, you have to be go for the join the national teams. So I was playing in under 15, under 13, a national ranking. Two times is under 15, a junior national champion from Pakistan, and now then third in the national champion under 17. And the date kind of I'm going to Malaysia, Malaysian Junior Championship in Malaysia for winning over there in Penang, Hong Kong, Singapore, and many of the countries who represent the Pakistan. I will give a proud myself to be given a chance for many tournaments. Then why was the turn? I'm going to be 2005, actually, 2003 for the British Junior and Scottish Junior Championship. That time, I think so. You know that Rahmat Khan, they come for the first time in a Scottish Junior Champion. All the tournaments winning the Pakistani boys
Oh, nice.
in Scotland.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So
So I will join them as well. And when we are going back in Pakistan again, so I have some injury myself to be removed for half the 1.5 year to outside this squad. That was a very difficult time for me, and
yeah,
I will come back again in after maybe 2 years, it was very difficult to become back in a game. You know that because you are a professional squash player. It's the same like injury me is a Nick Matthew from England. You know that he is injured. He is a professional player. So he recovered himself. I recover. I'm trying to recover myself again and to be started the PSA. Some matches and playing British Open, Scottish Open, and England by Manchester. Many tournaments are playing in England and again going to be a Hong Kong Open. So there is my life to be playing a squash, a very long journey. And you
Yeah,
know that you're going to be play a professional language is a PSA tournament. It's a very big tournaments in the all over the world. You
yeah,
have to visit for the all tournament. So that
yeah.
was I do.
Great. So, what I was going to ask you is, how much coaching did you get when you were younger? Were you through an academy, or did you have an individual coach, or how did you go through the coaching process to get to that level?
Yeah. Yeah. I told you that I am coaching. I'm working in evening time in a one club. There is a marathon club here. So there is a members and girls and boys some come to be a coaching because they wanted to be started the squash. They learn is a very first position to be learning. They started right now. So I coach him how to be we play squash. You just represent the squash and how to be just started squash. And after that, when I go to be a second time, means 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I have four boys to be I train them as a national or international level. So
Okay.
that was academy. It was a club. They can book me for uh, hourly, like the 45 minutes. I give him time in 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
They are come here,
So,
and some school students, some college students, they want to be play as a member like for fitness.
yeah.
So after I'm going from here, and their boys was playing a professional, so I give him mostly a 4 hours for a training
So,
every day,
yeah.
or five hours on a week. Yeah,
So, for going back to when you were playing in the professional game, Ali, what sort of coaching did
yeah,
you
yeah.
get? What coaching academies did you go to for yourself for your professional level, from a junior up to the professional level? How was your coaching structure done for yourself?
Yes, yes. See, I'm going to be myself in a Punjab Cricket Association. That was in for my coaching. They coach me very well as a professional trainer. So very good opportunity to finding some you tips, your drills, everything you will be get from there. If your
Yeah,
coach has working on you very hard, you will be get some very good ideas in your mind for squash, how to you training for your
yeah.
junior players or bigger players. That was the reason. Yep.
So, in your career of squash professionally,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
competitions did you actually win? I mean, you sent me your short bio of your
Yeah.
CV, but can you maybe just talk about some of the
So
competitions you played in and won?
yeah, one by one, I tell you. When I told you before, I was winning Pakistan national junior for 3 times in under 15 and under 17. That was a very big rank in Pakistan because they have a very good junior. We have a very good junior. I don't know what's going on after under 19, but we have right now under 23 world junior champion as well, Noor Zaman. You know that he just made away. Yeah.
Okay.
So it is very difficult to you become a Pakistan junior champions. They have a lot of boys to be do. I do
So
an international junior tournaments. I was going in Malaysia for Milo Junior Last I won this tournament there and Penang Junior Championships. And I was shifted in Singapore. There is a 2 or 3 tournaments over there. And many and England. Yeah, absolutely. I was going there. So we are playing many time leagues. They are winning or and then I returned in Pakistan for the recently, and then I was became a Pakistan national junior champion a one
yeah.
time only.
Okay. So obviously you transitioned into squash coaching, and you've mentioned
Yeah,
before that you coach mostly juniors. But here's a
yeah,
question for you, right? If you got the opportunity to start coaching professional squash players at a high level, would you take that opportunity or not, Ali? Or would you stick with the juniors and why would you do that?
yeah. Because you know why I'm doing coaching for a junior players. When you get the junior players for you have to be trained yourself. You will get suppose you will get a 5 juniors in you. I'll give you 5 juniors. So you train yourself and you know how to be learned. See what is the kind of fitness they have. You taking a very good opportunity to train him. I have a big opportunity and avail somewhere as a professional junior players. You can told them, you can give him very good lesson and they will be understand as well, because the junior, if you have a juniors, you train him like go for a junior.
Yeah, of course.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah. So
So
you
yeah,
open his mind.
that's great. And what I'm going to ask you now, Ali, is how can people contact you if people listening in your country want to contact you about coaching for themselves or for their kids, anything like that? How can people contact you? If it's online or if you got a website or is it what is it?
Yeah, see, you will contact with me in a link it up. Again, thank you so much for that. You have recognized you someone as well. So do you have my email ID or I have a link it up? So that was we are shared
So
a number. I give a lesson out online as well. Uh,
so yeah,
I have
what I can do, Ali, is I can obviously if you send me
yeah.
across your
So
LinkedIn profile and your email address, I can link that into the podcast when I put it out.
yeah, so they was contract with me. It's no problem. I can manage my time for them, and I give you a session as well. So I have also give a training on online training in Jamaica squash. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
So
okay,
if
Ali.
you are,
Um,
yeah,
that's been great speaking to you today, Ali, and it's been great to have you on the show. And yeah, so is there any final words you want to leave for anybody listening that's thinking about starting to play squash or is in squash and trying to improve?
yeah.
So,
So you say again what you
so
say to
yeah,
me. You
so
want
what?
some suggestion in
Yeah,
squash?
suggestion on if someone wants to start playing squash or someone wants to improve their game, what's your final words that you
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say to help them with that?
Yeah, see, when you started, someone has started the game, they're going to be at least going for 4 days play squash.
4 days a week, yeah.
Every day. No, yeah, 4 days a week they will want to be go in the court. They will join the coach as well. I mean, without coach, you cannot understand what is a squash basically. You have to go squash. You cannot swing your proper swing. What kind of swing in use in squash? What is your angle to play the shot, length, drive, sideball, both. So coach knows very well where are you standing, what is kind of swing you have, and what is the racket skill. They give you everything. You go in the court, give some time, at least 45 minutes for do something in squash for
Okay.
a practice. That was a very big opportunity if someone started for squash there. So they go 4 weeks, 4 days in a week, just in starting time. And after that is a turn like a 5 days or weekend. You can go on a weekend as well, but minimum, in my opinions, they have to be go for 4 days.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. And one final thing, who obviously your
Yeah.
father was an inspiration for you for squash, but in regards to
Yeah. Yeah.
squash players professionally, who would you say was your inspiration when you were younger?
It's my inspiration. I'm recently asking for you. The when my time was came, the Janshir on the peak that time, but he leave. Peter Nicol beat him in British Open final. I think
Yeah,
so. He's a Scottish guy. He's a
yeah,
very fit man. I like
yeah.
him. The way of playing the squash is absolutely fantastic. I see in him. And then what I say, I see him. Kareem Darwish from Egypt and
Oh
Amar
yeah,
Shabana. He is winning the world. Yeah, they are
yeah,
so beautiful. That was my impression.
yeah,
After a very long time, Pakistan get the tournament World Open and Pakistan Open. The many people and the many players from UK, they all coming to be in the tournaments.
yeah.
The Scottish
Let
players
this,
are
yeah,
there. So I see
yeah.
in how to play the game. So that was really my impression for in top 10. Like what I say, Terry Linko, James Wilstock from England. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Amir Shabana,
Yeah, Amir
Kareem Davies,
Shabana, he was a great
Abbas.
player. He was a great player,
Yeah,
Amir
he's a
Shabana.
very if you playing with forehand or backhand, using lefty or righty.
Me,
He's a very good
oh yeah,
yeah, you.
right-handed. When I
So
play, I'm right-handed, but I'm not in the professional level, of course. But I'm going to be playing a Masters competition in Scotland very soon, next end of this year. That's my plans to do
yeah,
that. So,
sorry. So when you're playing with your left hand, a player of in squash, he's give you a very very bad thing because you
Yeah,
have a very big opportunity to move yourself. Like see Peter Nicol, he's playing
yeah,
a
yeah,
damning and
yeah,
dressing game all the time. But is Amr Shabana, he's a very quick and racket skill is too good,
yeah,
so
yeah.
he can use enough finish the game and finish the points like Rami Ashur. He's playing with four hands,
Oh, yeah.
but he know how to finish the point. So that was a tremendous player. That was the Egyptian are ruled the world in squash. Actually,
Oh,
in my
yeah.
opinion, if you say the
Still
best
good.
player ever in these days, who's ruling the world? The Egyptians are. Yeah, absolutely. They
Yeah,
have a junior player, the junior world champions. They have a world champions in the row, girls and boys. They have a very big players actually.
yeah. So that's great, Ali. I appreciate you taking the time to come on today onto the podcast. And this is the
Yep.
Racket Athlete podcast, and we'll speak to you soon.